It's easy to lose sleep when you're worried about your health insurance plan. But when you have a family counting on you to take care of them, having the right coverage is more important than ever. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here to help. With low to no cost plans for you and your family, so you never go it alone. That's our Anthem. Click to learn more.
Jake Knapp is the inventor of the design sprint and the New York Times bestselling author of the book Sprint. He's also the co-founder of Character, a venture fund for early stage startups. How and why did you start using Miro?
I came from this position of thinking, I don't want to be doing stuff online, to thinking now when I do a sprint in person with a company, it's like, we're going to use Miro, even though we're all in the same room, because that's a better way for us to get this work done. As an investor, we're basically investing in their ability to solve problems. We're saying, we think this group of people is going to be able to solve a problem in a really great way and create value by doing it. And actually, you need to give people the tools that can help them make decisions, help them collaborate, help them visualize and see things in a different way. And Miro does all those things. So to me, at least as an investor, I'm thinking, give the team the tools that are going to help them think, that are going to make the most, brighten their skills as smart folks. And Miro is at the top of that list for me.
What's up, y'all? Hi. It's been forever, ever. How are you? This is Neena Perez. This is Straight Talking, No Sugar Added. I am streaming from Winject. So if you are at Winject, hey, y'all. I just want to make sure you guys click like, subscribe, all that great stuff, and share, because I would love to expand my reach, especially when it comes to reaching a beautiful community. Now, I have an amazing community already, but it's so much better with so much more people. So I want to thank you guys so much for always supporting and emailing and texting and all of that amazing stuff that you do. I love you so much. So if you are watching me, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter or here on YouTube, I don't know if LinkedIn is connected. I don't think so. But if it is, hi. Make sure that you guys comment and all that, because I can see your comments here on the side. I hope I can see them all. Sometimes people comment, I don't see it until after the live. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for being here, and I am so excited. Well, first of all, before we even get into the message for today, I want to make sure that I get into some housekeeping. Hey, babes, how are you? And so what I wanted to tell you is it is here. My academy is being built as we speak. Now, I have been coaching women for so long, but now I have a whole academy with videos and workbooks and the whole thing to help women to transcend their shame, to self-actualize their true potential, and to get the life and business they have always wanted. Now, I work mainly with coaches and consultants building out their roadmap and frameworks and all that great stuff. And I have been having such a good time. So I love this community of women that I have. They are women entrepreneurs who are on fire for building what it is they really, really want. And they are doing it by making sure that they do everything from the inside, all that work from the inside, all the way to creating all of their automations and their marketing and all of that stuff with my team. And I cannot be more excited about what is to come in the future and this amazing work that I've been doing for so long. So I am super stoked. I hope that I can unveil it to you soon so I can show you exactly what I got going on, because it is freaking awesome. All of that to say, if you do not follow me, please do at neenaperez.com or anywhere. You can find me anywhere. I'm like omnipresent everywhere at either Straight Talk or No Sugar Added or neenaperez.com, because that's how I roll, y'all. That's how I roll. All right. So I wanted to get that out of the way because I've been so excited and I've been wanting to unveil it. It's only for female entrepreneurs. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Although I have a lot of guys that follow that really love my content, because I talk a lot about mindset work and getting from where you are now to where you want to be. And that is universal, right? That is male or female. So that is universal. And I want to make sure that you are impacted in a good way. I mean, this is why I'm here. My life is, has gone through all the things that it's gone through just so I can impact the lives of someone else. It is not for me to take to the grave with me, but for me to impact a life as best I can, right? So I wanted to talk to you today about how do we fight this war from within? Because Lord knows I have been going through such a battle from within with different things in my life, right? With, feeling good enough and finances and building out this, this big platform that I'm building out, this academy, which I really want to make into an empire, right? So there's a lot of pressure and a lot of things going on, and those things really start to get to you, and you start to really, doubt yourself, or, you start to think, what if I can't do this? Or what if it's too big? Or what if I can't afford it? Or what if no money comes in? Or what if blah, 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 blah. All of this stuff that comes to attack you. And I realized, even my husband was like, I have to question you on something. And I'm like, what? He said, how is it that you give it to God and then take it back? And I'm like, ugh, that I didn't want to. I didn't want to hear that, but he's right. And it's not about taking it back, but more like, not truly letting it go to begin with. Right. And I think that's what I grappled with all day yesterday, all day today, just like this grappling and this fighting from within me about how do I let go and let God and say it, but do it also, right? Because I've been doing this work for so long and I can help people do this so well. And yet when it comes to me, so I hold myself sometimes a little bit too hard, a little too far back. Most of us can really give great advice, and it's hard then to take that advice for yourself so that you can see transformation in your life with the advice that works, right? And so fighting that war from within is super difficult. It's not an easy thing to do, but it is doable, right? So the first thing I'm going to tell you off the bat is trust God first. And I had to really get to that point. Trust God first. Like, Neen, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You didn't sleep last night. You're like tossing and turning. You're worried about, oh, I got to do this. I got to get this done. I got to blah, blah, blah. Do I have enough finances? Do I have this? Do I got blah, 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 and it's all coming at you. At the end of the day, my husband's right? Do you trust God enough not to take it back? Or are you just going to, keep like, here, God, but hold on to it with a closed fist? And I realized, you know what? First of all, I got to trust God more. Whatever it is, God knows what he's doing and he knows exactly how to do it. And as scared as I am, I also know that he's in control, right? So you and I always have to put ourselves in a place to think higher than ourselves, higher than our abilities or lack of abilities, right? Because we can't do it all. We don't have all the answers, and we never will. We never will, right? And stuff happens, and it gets really tough sometimes, especially with this economy and what's going on in the world. It can really get to you in a really strong way, right? And you need to roll with it sometimes. You just need to roll with whatever's happening. And it is because you are feeling this place sometimes of like desperation and anxiety and worry and frustration, and all of that is coming at you, and it is real. That's real stuff, right? Nobody can deny you that is not real, because all of us go through it at some level. Even the millionaires and billionaires that I speak to, they go through it too, right? And you just sometimes need to really grapple with what you can and let go what you can't. And it's because you are stuck between this wall and this hard place, and it puts you in a precarious position of whether you're either going to rise above it and think strategically and look beyond it, or you're going to let it crush you in that place when you're in that wall and that hard place. And let me tell you, the last couple of days have been feeling like I was getting crushed, like I couldn't breathe. But at the end of the day, I still cannot control the outcome. I have to just control what I can control. That's all I can do. I can control what I can control, but I can't control what I can't control. I was thinking about, when they build bridges, right? So, I lived in New York for a long time. So we used to go over the Tappan Zee Bridge, which is now, I think, a Cuomo Bridge or whatever it's called. And, you have to be pretty precise to build a bridge. Otherwise, the whole bridge will collapse, right? And even in the building of the bridge and having everything as an engineer, being completely precise, doing everything, but you still can't prevent everything, right? People have died building that bridge. They've fallen because they didn't, put themselves in a safe position or whatever that was. So you can't control all of the outcomes, is my point, right? You have to really put yourself in a position where you're going to feed your brain, feed your soul, feed your spirit, feed your mind to help you however you can to fight that inner battle, because we all have a strong inner battle, those critics within us, right? The thing that comes up that really tries to attack us, and all the thoughts also that come to attack your brain. It's not like you get up every day and say, "Oh, today's going to be a shit day," because you felt like thinking that thought came from somewhere, it came in you actually watered it, manifested it, worked with it, and it became something now that's become a battle. I'm talking for me too. Right? And we need to be careful what we are feeding our brain. What are you feeding your brain, your soul, your mind, your spirit? What are you feeding yourself with that? Right? Because it's important. What you consume mentally, spiritually, emotionally, what you consume has a profound impact on your well-being, on your mindset, on what you are, what your income what your income is too, but also what your output is going to be for that day, for that week, for that month, for that business, for that mind, whatever that is, right? And when we consume that kind of toxicity in our lives, whether it's coming from, the media, social media, the mainstream media, the negative Nellies around your life, what all that stuff that comes at us, books and magazines and all that stuff that we consume, if it's going to consume you and overwhelm you, that battle that I'm talking about, fighting from within, is going to be super difficult to overcome, because you're consuming stuff that's going against what you are trying to create and be. Right. So you have to really start shifting your mind. I've been doing this little by little, but I'm just going to have to clip things, right? There's a lot of things in my life that I've cut out. Like, I don't sit down and watch abundance of series like I used to anymore. Like, if I do, it's because I don't have any work to do. I'm just sitting there and I'm like, my brain is just like done, because I've been in front of a computer for 15 hours and I want to just like do nothing. Right. And so, but before, I used to just consume so much garbage, and I realized that it wasn't productive and it wasn't doing anything for me. Right. Might have been entertaining, but it did nothing to enhance my life. So start consuming positive things, positive content, or things that at least push your boundaries and your knowledge and your brain to think differently than you're thinking right now. And you're in charge of that, right? That you can control. You can't control what you're watching. You can't control what you're consuming. You can't control like what you actually put in your ears, in your eyes. You can control that, right? You cannot control all of the outcomes of your life. God only knows I've tried. It does not work, right? Because I'm somebody who loves to work, but I'm also somebody who's a perfectionist. And I love to see things done a certain way. And I love things structured a certain way. And I love spreadsheets and I love that whole thing, right? But I realized that I really do need to listen to what my husband said to me. It was wise counsel when he said to me, you need to either keep it or give it to God and let it go, but you can't give it to God and take it back. And he's 100% right. And my husband has a lot of wisdom, a lot of gems he drops. I don't always want to hear them though, but he does drop some wisdom, right? So start consuming some content. And I mean, reading, listening, watching, creating things that are going to stimulate you into the right direction, things that are going to enhance your mood, enhance your mindset, enhance your life, enhance your business, enhance your well-being. That's the kind of stuff that you want to consume. And I always say, start with God, start with your spiritual walk, start with, consuming the word, consuming things in your life that are going to enhance your walk when it comes to being with your creator, right? You are what you consume. That is not a lie. All right. That is very, very true. It's like they say, oh, you are what you eat. It's true, isn't it? Like, we are what we eat. We are what we think. We are what we consume. We are what we watch. I remember many moons ago when my son was into watching all these prison, these prison gang shows, consuming them day and night. And he was actually, I'm laughing because I just saw my husband's comment. Repeat that, please. My husband has a lot of wisdom and he drops a lot of gems. I don't always want to listen. There. Anyways, like I was saying, my son was consuming a lot of material that was like gang related and all that kind of stuff. And I started to realize that he was getting like gruff around the edges. He was like cursing a bit more. He was negative mindset. He was like all that kind of stuff. I said, what are you watching? And he said that. And I said, do you see a correlation with how you're acting right now, what you're watching? He's like, oh, shoot. I didn't even see that. Wow. And he shifted. He had to shift, right? Because you start to curate that mental and spiritual diet with what you're consuming, and you have to watch that. You have to watch what you're doing, right? So limit your exposure to these negative concepts, this negative news, this negative media, this negative bullshit that's all over us all the time. I'm sorry, God, I'm trying to stop cursing. You see what I'm saying? We have to limit ourselves from all of that. All right. Instead, why don't you start shifting your mindset like I have to do too, and allocate the time to reading uplifting books and literature, reading and meditating on things that are good for the mind and the soul. Engage in like prayer and really meditating on the word and stuff that nourishes your soul and lifts you up out of the fight, that internal fight that we have, right? And the only way you can start doing this, and I always say this, you start with God. But the number one thing I'm going to always tell you to do is acknowledge your thoughts. Acknowledge your thoughts, okay? Acknowledge what it is that you're thinking about. Acknowledge what it is that you're looking at, because you need to acknowledge it in order for you to overcome it. You need to really think about what you're thinking about. Now, every thought is going to come at you. We have thousands of thoughts that consume us all the time, that are always coming at us, that are always beating us up and making us think we're not good enough and all that crap, right? We all have that. And if you don't, please comment, because I would love to know how you don't do that, right? But that does not mean that you are your thoughts. We are not our thoughts, okay? We need to really check ourselves when that happens, because every time you catch yourself thinking something negative, you should be either writing it down or immediately going against what's being said. Right now, I do this thing sometimes when I have a lot of negative thoughts and I just can't get out of my own damn head. I write them down like, okay, I'm not, I don't know if I'm good enough for this. I don't know if I'm going to have it. I don't know if I can do it, blah, blah, blah. When I do that, I jot all that shit down. Right. And then at the end of the week or the day or whatever I get to it, I actually review that and ask, what's going on here? There's a theme here. There's something happening, and I need to really challenge this, right? Because we all have an ego and an inner critic. I call them gremlins, and all of that comes at you. Hey there, my amazing community of straight talkers. I just wanted to give a quick announcement because I wanted to introduce you to a transformative life coaching program that I have made exclusively for women. I want them to break free from shame and embrace their true potential so that they can build that life and business that they have always wanted. Now, our transformational coaching will guide you. We will help you. We will uncover your passion, your goals, and will develop your roadmap to success. Visit me at neenaperez.com, and you can join an amazing community of women that are on the same trajectory as you, because I want you to create that life and business you deserve and transcend that shame and unwanted behaviors. So don't wait any longer. Visit neenaperez.com and let's embark on this journey together. Now back to the show. And that starts to really get at you. Now, I remember when my coach, Chris, from way back, he's amazing. Chris, shout out to you. He used to tell me about these little gremlins. And I'm like, oh, I get the concept, right? Because these things come up to really try to kill, steal, and destroy. It's the enemy of our souls. And we're always going to have something that comes against us to try to stop you from doing and creating what you are meant to do and create. Now, I do believe that we are here for a plan and a purpose. I do believe that. And I think that we do a bunch of things in our lifetime until we find what that thing is. But all of it is a piece of the puzzle and the pie to get us where it is we want to go, to get us what it is we're supposed to create. I have been homeless. I've had a child at 15. I have been raped. I have been beaten. I have been almost murdered, all of those things, right? And so and I've also built businesses. I've failed in some, I've created others, and I've thrived in others. So this is all me, right? This is all me. And I have now used that to create this platform I'm telling you guys about for these women entrepreneurs, because I talk about inner stuff like inner belief system, toxic shame, emotions, like all that, reconnecting, all of that stuff. And then you transcend that stuff with knowing what the life you want to design, the values, where you are and where you want to be, all that stuff. And then you co-create a roadmap to where you want to go. Where did that come from? Hello? It came from me, my life, my education. Not only did I get educated in all of these things, but life educated me, right? And that's what you bring to the table too. When you are trying to impact the world, however it is you're trying to do it, you have your own unique values, your own unique experiences that you bring that nobody else has. We might relate, but we're never going to be exactly like your experience was, right? And so challenge those inner critics. When something comes to you and tries to tell you that you're not good enough, bye-bye. I don't think so. Okay. There's something that's been a technique that I used to use. I haven't used it in a while, but it's called the triple column technique. And you put your thoughts into like 3 different columns, right? So, for example, if you say, I'm never going to succeed at this, I'm never going to succeed. That's your negative thought. That's number 1. That's that thought that came in who's trying to steal, kill, and destroy you, right? So negative column, number 1, right? In the second column, you're going to really identify where the distortion is. Like, man, maybe it's an all or nothing thinking here. Why am I thinking that I'll never succeed? Like, really, never, honestly, never. Of course you'll succeed at some things, but that's the thought process, right? That all or nothing thought process, right? It's called cognitive distortion, right? When you are distorting what is in front of you. So, and then the third column, you're going to then balance all that out. I have succeeded before in so many things. Boom, 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 boom. And before you know it, you're realizing, oh, this negative thought that has become a habit, because that's what it is. It's become a habit to think that and feel that. I am now going to see, why am I thinking that way? Am I an all or nothing thinker? Let me think about this for a second. And then what is it that I want to replace that with? Right? Because this is a huge way of like really mapping out your thought process. And I used to do this on those white, what are they called? Like those white, the white boards, right? So I used to write them 3 columns, and then I used to erase them as I accomplished them. And it was really cathartic. And it's what helped me actually write my book, right? So you need to start reframing your perspective. Don't just let things be. Don't just like be like, oh, it's just the way it is. No, it's not. All right. Flip it. All right. Flip the switch, baby. Flip that switch. All right. Immediately. When you think I can't, immediately switch that to I can handle all challenges. I got this. I'll do it again. Not a problem. Okay. Now that's what I've been going through, right? Because I have, like I said, I'm building this massive thing, right? It's coming out soon. I'm super nervous of it. I'm nervous and excited about, how's it going to look? What are people going to think? Am I going to sell it? Like all that kind of stuff, right? Because I've been through businesses before and challenges before, and some have been freaking awesome and some have been not so awesome. And so you start to think, what is going on here? I need to flip the script. I know I got this. I know that I'm smart, and I know that I've spent years building this, and I cannot wait for this to come out, right? So then you have to pause, take a deep breath, practice some mindfulness, try to count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ground yourself, be present with what's going on with you, because you have to do this for you. I can give you all these amazing tips. We could actually go through this. I can go this one by one with you, but if you don't do the work, that's on you. That's something I cannot change, right? So identify some things in your life that you want to see, things that you can see, things that you can touch, things that you can hear, things that you can smell. This is immersing yourself in practicing mindfulness and actually practicing in what it is that you want to do. Okay. So practice what it is you want to see, practice what it is you want to hear, touch, and smell, even taste if you can. Okay. Because that's going to bring you closer to what it is you're trying to create. At least it does for me and for countless of other people that I have helped through this. Okay. You don't have to stay stuck. If you feel stuck, I want you to stop. Just stop and stop doing what you're doing. Walk away. Go get yourself a ginger ale, a cup of coffee, whatever. Take a chill pill. 5 things you want to see, 5 things you want to connect with, things you want to taste, see, smell, touch in your future. I want you to just think, you could think 6 months out, a year out. Don't think further than that. It gets a little overwhelming if you're feeling stuck. Okay. Because if you're feeling stuck, it's because you're overdoing it. You're overdoing your thought process. You're going too far. Okay. So make sure that you do that. Start being mindful and then seek support, because I think one of the biggest things for me is I have had coaches throughout my career, throughout my life, right? And coaches have increased, of course, in finance and price as they've pushed me further, right? So I had a coach that was less expensive when I just needed a little bit of help with some things, and then more expensive, then more expensive, then more expensive, until I am at right now where I'm at, where I'm, spending quite a bit of money for a coach that is helping me really think outside of the box and build something that is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm sure that I will then go up another notch, right? So seek support. Seek support. You can reach out to people who are friends, people that you can count on, your network. If you're somebody who's always online, reach out to people online. You'd be surprised how many people are really willing to help you if you're struggling. They really are. So get your support squad going on. Get your people around you, people that will really encourage you and lift you up and take you to that next place that you need to be at mentally, because you're feeling like, I'm fighting a battle within. What the F? This is too much. And that's okay. You can be there, but just not for long. Okay. I need you to really set up your boundaries, set these things up for you. Okay. You need to really create a matrix or boundary or something where you place the things that are really important to you on one side of the paper, and things that can kind of wait on the next side of the paper, and then on the bottom, like things that you really don't got to look at right now, and then you can eliminate some things, right? This is just like a matrix, and it's priority things. Set your boundaries. Okay, don't just let anything just steal your energy. All right, not everything deserves your energy. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have had really great conversations with women, but I know immediately if they're going to suck the energy out of me, or if I'm going to be able to provide value in their life. And there's some people that I see, the thing is with me is I can't support excuses for your own limitations. I cannot support that. And I cannot support you not wanting to do the work. And I'm not here to do it all for you. That's not what I'm doing. And so as soon as I see that that's the direction we're going in, I cut off. And I'm like, we are not a good fit, because I don't take people's money just to take people's money. That's not how we roll. It has to be an exchange of energy. If I give you the energy of money, or you give me the energy of money, I'm going to give you the energy of coaching and hard work and plans and strategies and all of that, because there's an exchange. But I'm not going to just take your money and then just be there. Like, that is ridiculous, right? And I hate when coaches do this, because it has happened to me where I've given money in exchange for nada. Okay. And that does not feel good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't, it doesn't enhance you in any way, but it also doesn't enhance them. I don't sweat the small stuff. I don't sit here like crying over it, because it's ridiculous. But what I do is learn from it and then shift. And I celebrate all of my wins. So I'm going to throw that at you. Celebrate your wins. I don't care how big, how small. All right. And it could be a small win. You actually did your checklist today. What? Yes. A lot of people did not do their checklist today. So go ahead and take a nice walk, take a little break, go get your favorite drink. I don't care what it is, whatever you want to treat yourself with. But when you complete a task and you see that you are completing a task one at a time, and you're like, damn, I got this. Okay. Then do something that you enjoy. Read a nice book or listen to some music or something like that. Right. I'm trying to tell you not to go ahead and eat the ice cream and the candy and stuff, because I'm trying to stop all that nonsense. I'm trying to not spread that stuff, but you can treat yourself in other ways. Take a nice bubble bath if you have a nice soaking tub. What? Yes. Okay. But I want you to cultivate some self-compassion and have some real time with knowing that you are human, that you are going through some stuff, that you're fighting a battle from within. But the point is that you are fighting the battle, not that you're staying there and getting beat up, not that you are just going to be a victim and die in it. You know what I'm saying? But you are fighting it. You are fighting it, and you will overcome. You will, if you do stand your ground and you keep going for what you have to go for, and you keep your eye on the freaking prize, there's going to be a lot of shit that hits the fan and a lot of stuff that comes your way and a lot of things you are going to be overwhelmed with. But I promise you that you can practice self-compassion, and you can say to yourself, you know what? I have come this damn far and I will go further. And I got this. And this is just a hard time. And I need to breathe through it. And I'm going to be okay. And you will be okay. You will be okay. You're going to make it through this like you've made it through other things in your life. So when you're starting to fight that inner battle, remind yourself, okay, that you have gotten this far and you are going to get further. Okay. So stop avoiding anything that you don't want to do. Commit. I don't care if it's 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Just commit to something that you don't want to do, but you want to do, but you're going to do it anyway. Right. Like, for instance, I have a program or a plan that I do called 5-5-10. Right. So it's five minutes in the morning of like just gratitude and thankfulness and mindfulness. And then 5 minutes of writing what your tasks and your ideas are for the day. And then 10 minutes of movement. I don't care if it's stretching, walking up and down the stairs, walking outside, walking the dog, whatever that is. It's 5-5-10. And it, even though you may not want to do it, it starts to become a habit and a pattern. And before you know it, it is something you cannot live without. Okay. So start with the hardest thing, whatever that thing is, whether it's exercise, do 2 minutes. I just 2 minutes. And before you know it, you're doing way more than that. I started with walking a mile. I didn't even think I could do a mile. Now I do about 12 miles a week. So I do 3 miles a day, 4 to 5 days a week. And it is amazing what you can do when you start with just 2 minutes. So start with 2 minutes. Okay. And then I want you to end this with really doing a brain audit, like really think about your brain, what's going on. Take 15 minutes, reflect on what worked on that week, what didn't work on, what didn't work, what was good, what wasn't good. Like, I was really aware of the fact that I was having the shiny object syndrome. Like, that's fun. Oh, I could do that. Oh, I could. And my work, my real work, the work I wanted to get done was not getting done. So every week I want you to take 15 minutes and just strategize on what it is that the upcoming week is going to look like. And so once I started to do that, I was hyper focused. Okay. And I got so much work done. And that's what's gotten me to this point right now, where I am going to be launching Mastering Your Game, the Academy, right? The signature program. And I cannot wait for that to come out. And I cannot wait to share it with you all. And I love that you guys always stop by, always say hello, always chill out with me. You guys are absolutely amazing. Today I had an amazing live on IG. If you didn't catch it, go and find it on at Straight Talk No Sugar Added or at Neena Perez, and you're going to see the live there. It was amazing. It was awesome. It was just something I did spontaneously and I loved it. All right. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you want to know more about coaching or whatever, if you're a woman leader, an entrepreneur, and you're like, you know what, I'm tired of just piecing all my freaking life together, and you just want to know how to work on this inner work and transcend and co-create, then hit me up. It's NeenaPerez.com, or just click somewhere. I don't know, DM me the word game, and I'll make sure to get on there with you, because it is important for me to impact as many people as I can, especially all you ladies out there who I know are struggling. I struggled for a long time. I'm so freaking sick of it. And I want all of us to win and get to a point in our lives where we don't have to keep doing this over and over again on a hamster wheel, but actually rise above what it is we're trying to do. So I want to thank you guys for being here and hanging out with me. If you didn't see the video, go ahead and hit replay, leave me a comment, because I do follow all the comments and I do reply and I do get back to you. So if you want to know anything more, hop on a free call with me, ask me questions, anything like that, go ahead on info@NeenaPerez.com or go right onto my website and I will hook you up with a free call. Thank you guys for being here. This is Neena Perez. Straight talk, no sugar added. Until next time.
Okay, here's how Miro works. See, it's amazing. What's everyone doing at David's desk?
Ever since marketing started using Miro's collaborative online whiteboard, he thinks all our other teams should sign up.
Why?
He says Miro's making his meetings disappear. And if every team gets on it, that means even less meetings. They're using Miro for brainstorms, mind maps, customer research.
So could we use Miro instead of having another 100 meetings for every round of feedback?
Yep. You can comment, react to ideas, even leave a recording on the board.
And what about presentations?
There are Miro templates for that.
How do you know so much about Miro?
I've actually been using it all along. I just used a Miro board to plan the best vacation.
Okay, I'm on board.
See how Miro users save up to 80 hours every year by meeting less and doing more. Get on board at Miro.com with 3 boards free forever. That's MIRO.com.
It's easy to lose sleep when you're worried about your health insurance plan. But when you have a family counting on you to take care of them, having the right coverage is more important than ever. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here to help. With low to no cost plans for you and your family, so you never go it alone. That's our Anthem. Click to learn more.